Here we go.
Beauty and the Beast. Of course, Tyler, if anyone else calls you Beast,
They get slapped
I'm going to rip their throat
with my
out.
bear paws that I have as a beast.
Did you catch that line in the film?
Yeah.
In Batman?
Yeah.
We're talking about Batman, 1989.
1989.
Did you even watch it?
I did. I was okay.
Were you awake?
I watched it mostly focused. I was mostly focused, but I was somewhat working.
So Robin Williams, almost played the Joker.
Which is crazy.
And then he turned down the role 6 years later in Batman Forever as the Riddler.
Yeah.
Because Warner Brothers didn't apologize to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Because he kind of was leveraged to get Jack Nicholson to do it.
Right.
And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
I don't know.
Granted,
I
love Tommy
weird.
Lee Jones. It's weird to see him.
Well, as Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a crazy film, too.
That was.
But 1989.
Star Wars, Dent, Harvey Dent, Billy Lee Williams.
Yeah, Black
Pulling
Two-Face.
a little Star Wars in there.
Yeah. It would have been interesting.
Kim
Do you know if there was
Basinger.
plans of it being Michael Keaton the whole way through?
I think he was supposed to do some more films, but he was. I don't remember, I guess, any of the details exactly, but he didn't really want to keep going.
Yeah.
But I thought he was supposed to do 3.
That would make sense.
Or maybe it was Tim Burton kind of messed that up, actually, now that I think about that. Because, this is clearly a Tim Burton film by watching it.
Yeah. Tim
Burton hated the Prince music in this.
Yeah.
And it's whatever, but the Tim Burton just didn't want to be involved.
Yeah.
And so I think that it just got sticky and messy, and so Michael Keaton just said, "Look, I'm going to keep
connect.
Yeah, I'm going to keep moving on some of this stuff." So
super happy that he was able to get Danny Elfman to do the music, though.
Yeah,
it's so iconic.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Prince with the Prince songs. I don't know what the deal with that was.
I don't know either.
And they didn't fit.
No.
Like, for the most part.
Yeah.
That was a little weird. Very, very comic book movie, though.
Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked the comic book style.
Yeah, it's super fun. Super fun to do it that way.
And I can only imagine. So I think I watched this film before I started watching the Dark Knight trilogy when I was younger.
Yeah, dude, you're still a kid.
I know. But I still remember Heath Ledger first over Jack Nicholson. But Jack Nicholson performs a phenomenal Joker.
Oh, totally.
It was outstanding.
Absolutely. Kind of fun. Some of the lines in this, like "I'm Batman."
Iconic.
Extremely iconic, and that was improvised.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah, Michael Keaton just was like, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to say, I'm the Knight.
Yeah.
Or I am the Knight.
Yeah. I'm Batman. And then to show how good it is and how iconic it is, in the Flash trailer being whatever the Flash drama is with that new movie coming out. But the biggest part of that trailer that stood out was when Michael Keaton said, I'm Batman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
I'm so glad that he was able to do that. Yeah. What I liked about this too was they Batman's introduced right away.
Yeah. Yes.
You think that this is going to be like an origin story and some of that,
and they do a great playoff of where it almost seems like they're doing the backstory right away.
Right. Exactly. But then here he is.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Gosh. Was he?
Maybe we should put your bobblehead on that one
right.
instead of your favorite, Batman Begins. You haven't seen that yet, have you?
Not yet.
Yeah, all right. You gotta watch. You gotta watch and not just listen.
I know. I'm working on it. Is this? So, was this the first? Was this the first Michael Keaton connect to be the Batman for you? Like when it first came out, or was Adam West kind of still?
I'm not quite that old.
Well, I know, but between Adam West and Michael Keaton,
Right. So that was a long time.
Right.
And so I believe it was in 79 they were supposed to do a Batman with Adam West.
Yeah.
A feature film.
Right.
And I don't know why. I don't remember. But it didn't come together.
Right.
So while it's very different.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what that would have been like if Adam West would have done it.
Right.
I mean, it would have been just like,
pull out the spandex, man.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's just like that's just,
Dee Williams Batman.
Yeah, would it have been like that TV show?
Yeah.
You know, I
can
don't
only
know.
imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it would have been interesting to see, but I imagine that if they did that one, they wouldn't have done this one.
Right.
And so
maybe.
Well, it probably, at least the time span would have been different because I think if they would have done the one, they kind of wanted to do similar story to this.
Right.
Like Batman Returns, and then whatever the third one that he was going to do.
It was such a weird series of movies before that came out in that time period.
Yeah. So I don't know. It would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go back in time and make it happen, so you don't really know, but I guess it would have been pretty fun.
I definitely have the whole Adam West Batman series collection.
You have it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I just think it's so funny.
Whap! Pow!
Pow! And then like the
yeah, exactly.
It's such
the good old
it's
60s.
so different.
Yeah.
And to bring a word out that we haven't used for a while, it's so campy that I just love it.
Yeah, this is campy too.
It is.
And I know that I was going to use that earlier and I didn't, but
yes.
I know. It's pretty interesting how they do some of the filming in this too, and I was watching it. You know, Jack Nicholson is on the ladder in the helicopter, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, it's not a helicopter and
Right.
all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the way he acts, and then the gargoyle gets wrapped around, you know, and he's falling down and everything. It's phenomenal.
It's so good.
Yeah, it really is.
I think
just all around, I really enjoyed that.
I think people in today's era need to watch, because I think this movie definitely gets neglected. I think people watch Batman movies basically now from the Dark Knight trilogy and on. And movies before that are kind of just neglected just because they're old, or you got the bat nipples from...
Oh, the bat nipples. And the bat butt.
That's right. Squeeze!
No, put the nipples in the butt right here. Insert here.
But I think this movie is significantly better.
Which was what, Batman Forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old George Clooney ones.
George Clooney, yeah. That's funny.
Which, those have its place. I mean, this movie was campy. That was a whole different level of the freeze jokes.
Yeah.
But,
totally.
But this movie, out of the four, I think is the most serious and doesn't do a lot of like the typical jokes that the other three films did.
Right.
And it was overall, from the beginning to an end, an enjoyable Batman movie to watch.
Even back then, you know, the graphics and the miniatures and stuff, they don't hold up.
No.
I mean, even back then, it was like there's the campiness, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, we have stuff from 10 years prior that was better.
Yeah, right.
But it just fit so well because the style, the comic book style and all that kind of stuff, it was just phenomenal. Kim Basinger, you know, back then, ooh la la.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she was like huge back then. And so to put in these culturally, at the time, important people was also pretty fun. You know, living that era, man.
And back then, it wasn't cool to be a superhero.
No, right.
Or to be in a superhero film.
There's a big bug behind you on the wall. What is it?
It looks like just a fly.
Oh, it looks big from where I'm sitting.
Because of the shadow.
Oh, okay. I digress.
That's right.
I didn't want you to get eaten.
I appreciate that. Gosh. Speaking of like Kim Basinger and Vicky Vale, I really loved the scene where they were having dinner as Bruce and Vicky Vale, and they were on that huge long table and they were having a conversation. They were like, what did you say?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like what are the points of these long tables if it's only two people having meals?
And then he's like, was that the scene where he said, well, I don't even think I've been in this room.
Yeah. What a stud.
Yeah.
That guy knows how to pick up chicks. And that's the other thing is that Michael Keaton does a phenomenal job not only playing Batman, but a lot of this film you see him as Bruce Wayne too. And that's not easy to do. They're two different personas.
I loved where he got shot as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He put the, serving tray or whatever.
Right.
And, the Joker shot him. But that was just a cool scene to see how, is Bruce Wayne a wussy?
Yeah. Right.
And he wasn't.
No.
Right? Is he this superhero stud because of all the gadgets and the suit and all that kind of stuff?
Right.
No, it's just his
intellect.
That's it. Yeah. Exactly. So that was a cool thing to throw in there too. I remember that. That's one of the most memorable scenes for me actually when I first saw this. I was like, wow, that's pretty neat.
He's more than just the cape.
Right. So that was fun. I don't know. I think there's some things to be negative about it too. I didn't like Robert Wuhl at all. I just never have.
Right.
I just don't think he can act very well.
Right.
Is he like a stand-up comedian back then? I don't know. But that just seemed really like off.
Yeah.
To me.
Right.
And everything he does is kind of that way.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know, but there's a few other things that are a little bit negative about it, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. Tim Burton shouldn't do movies like this.
No.
And I think just simply because of his style.
Yeah.
And his style doesn't fit this kind of genre.
No. Well, especially if he didn't want to do it.
Right. I don't know how they talked him into it.
Yeah. Because I don't.
Did he need the money?
I don't know.
I wonder. You know what I mean? Like.
Because I think Tim Burton could have done a movie like this if he wanted to. It's different. And again, there are flaws within the film, but overall, it's still a very enjoyable film. And I can only imagine if he was like actually caring about it and put the attention to detail that a person could.
Yeah.
So.
He didn't ruin it.
No,
that's not what I mean. But he's very talented.
Yep.
In a
niche.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's it.
What
do you got?
Well,
Titanium Tuesday's a wrap.
It is.
Want to wrap out our email?
Yeah, at Maddie's Movie Mix. Nope. LegitQ at Maddie'sMovieMix.com. I'll get it.
Yeah, it might take another couple years.
Yeah,
but
maybe the audience should let me know what our email is.
That might help.